Hello, welcome to the Magic Music Toolbox. Today I'm going to teach you an exercise that will help increase your finger dexterity, speed, technique, and your ability to play in between the chords and have that fluidity to flow between the keys. Alright, so it's a simple exercise. I'll play it and then I'll break it down. Okay, this is I did it in C just so it's easy to see, but you'll want to practice this in all 12 keys chromatically and also in the circle of fourths because music has a tendency to move in fourth intervals. All right, so starting on C, what I'm doing is I'm kind of toggling back and forth between the notes to start. So know that on the third tone of the scale, it's going to be the one count. Every time we hit the third tone, we'll be on the one of the count. All right, so we're doing eighth notes, and I'm starting on the end of the third count leading up into the one. So 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. Okay? Now, we're in the key of C, so there's 7 unique tones in the key of C. We're just using the first 5. So in C, there's C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. All right, we want to number the scale, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The numbers are important because no matter what key we're in, the patterns stay the same. So really there's only one key. That's one of the secrets. Now, starting from the end of 3, right, we're just using the first 5 notes, C, D, E, F, G, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, so 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. Notice the C, the first tone of the scale, we're playing the and of every beat. So and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. So as we're going up, we're hitting a quarter note, 2 or 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1. I'm sorry, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. So it's important to be able to count and know where the 1 is. 3 and 4 and 1. Now on the way back down, we're going to double up on the G, and the G does what the C was doing. So this is going to be the downbeat of 3, but then instead of going back down, we're going to bounce on that G. 3 and 4 and 1. See, the E, the third tone of the scale, is still on that first beat of the measure. And 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. So 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. Do it again. And 4 and 1 and 2. Go back down. And 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and second part. And 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Let me break that part down. So this one we're going to be bouncing from we're going to start on the 1. So that last phrase that we played, it ends on the 3, right? So we're going to let it breathe for a minute. 3 and 4 and then when we get to the 1, we're going to start on the first tone of the scale. And now we're going to be toggling back and forth. 1, 3, 2, 4, 3, 5, 4, 2. All right, so the C is the 1, the E is the 3, the D is the 2, the F is the 4, the 3 is the E, the 5 is the G. Now we're going to go to the 4, the F to the 2, the D, then 1, 3, 2, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. So I'll do that again. So 1, 3, 2. Focus on the numbers. 4, 3, 5, 4, 2, 1, 3, 2, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, if you're a beginner, I know that this may be confusing, or even if you're not a beginner, but you don't really read music or know how to count note values, it can get confusing with numbering the scale and counting the numbers as you move along the scale, and also counting the beats in the measure. All right, so I just want to be clear to be able to separate those. All right, so we're still doing eighth notes. So, but we're starting this particular part of the exercise on the 1. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay? But within the scale, we're moving from the first tone, third tone, second tone, fourth tone, third tone, fifth tone, fourth tone, second tone, to the 1, 3, 2, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now the last part is starting on the 5. 5. Actually, let me play it because it gets weird when you try to slow it down too much. Let me see. Okay. Okay, that's the last part. So you go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So starting on the fifth tone of the scale, we go 5, 3, 4, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. 5, 3, 4, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Okay? So all together we have you want to be able to play this in all 12 keys. Now, music has a tendency to primarily move in fourth intervals, and it moves mostly in either stepwise motions that lead you to a fourth interval that allows it to turn back around and come back to where you started at, because that's what the circle does. It's called a circle. So if I want to do it in fourths, I start on C, but then I go up a fourth, and then do the same thing on F. Or you can go up chromatically, which is not as musical, even though there are times that in music you may start in one key and then you go up a half step and raise to another key. But within the song, a lot of times when it stays in one key, music is moving in fourth intervals primarily, not chromatically and changing keys like that. But just because it may be easier initially for you to see. Now, as you go in fourths, you'll notice the patterns are actually the same with the keys that are the most related. And the ones that are most related are the ones that are a fourth interval away from each other. So going chromatically, the relationship between C major and D flat major, these keys are not related. They don't share a lot of the same notes. Okay, so, but in D flat, to D. So it's just easy to see it chromatically because you're literally, like, if you get lost, like when I first started, I felt like I was getting lost in a sea of notes. So like doing things chromatically a lot of times can help, because if you can't really figure it out and you remembered it in the key right before, you literally can just go back down and it's right next to it. If you get lost, you can kind of use that method, but it's more musical to go in a fourth interval. All right, so I hope that exercise helps. Practice that in all 12 keys until it becomes fluid. Take your time, pace yourself at a slow tempo that's easy and comfortable so there's no tension and no pain, and the speed will come naturally. Gradually speed up the tempo until you can play it fluidly in all 12 keys, all right? And that will help with your finger dexterity and your technique, all right? I hope that helps you. Until next time, peace.